On today's episode, I have 4 days to build this 390 FE and then drive with this engine in my pickup truck 200 miles to Europe's biggest car event in Sweden. And hopefully it's gonna be a success. Yep, nope. Probably not. Probably not at all. So first thing you guys already saw is we tagged into the hitch right now, and so yeah, already broken exhaust bolts that I had to remove it. So that was like 3 hours. It's Monday now. We're leaving Friday, 7 a.m. And this engine is a 1964 Thunderbird engine that I bought in like this in boxes, right? It's in good condition, and the engine was running, and he took it out, tore it apart, and then for some reason he bought a crate engine, but he left it all, and I got it for cheap. So 1964 Thunderbird engine is rated at like 300 horsepower and I don't know, like 480 foot-pounds or something. It's pretty peppy compared to the 360 low compression 2-barrel smog engine I have in my truck right now. And as you guys already know, I have a F250 1968 long bed 4-speed 360 right now. So now it's going to be a 4-barrel 390. So that's going to be a little bit more fun. And I'm going to try to do this swap 4 days before heading to a meet 200 miles up in Sweden, which are Europe's biggest meet, American car meet there is, if not even like car meet. So we're gonna head up there, sleep in tent, road trip, and we're gonna cruise also with my buddy Bertram, who has like a 59 Coronet Ford and stuff, so that's pretty cool. But now I'm gonna tear into this. I just did the hits, new valve seals, grinded the valves and stuff, or cleaned them up and stuff. I actually didn't grind it because the seats were fine. And so now it's the blocks time, I guess. I'm gonna put in the cam and lifters, and now I'm just soaking all the pistons here to get them clean because they are really nasty. They're already working, they're turning out pretty damn nice. And then of course I'm gonna give it a quick hone with like fine stone, new piston rings, new main and rod bearings, and complete gasket set, of course. And then I have a used but still good condition Holley vacuum secondary 4-barrel for it. So, and then I also have already now the distributor in my car has progression ignition swapped into a distributor. So we should be good. We should have everything like extra missing or whatever from the other engine out there and stuff that we can just take. But let's get into this. I'm gonna do the pistons now, and then after the pistons I'm gonna hone the block. After honing the block, I'm gonna clean the whole block, Then we're probably gonna get into painting, and then we're gonna throw everything in the block, plus hits on the block. Let's do this. Okay guys, so after a long debacle, it's the next day with the piston ring stuff. I finally got an idea to how we're gonna do this. First of all, I don't have a ring file gap or whatever. So the Milwaukee disc of death is coming in clutch right here. Pretty good. Around like 18 seconds on each side of the ring. And gap is around perfect. What we need is a 0.020 inch gap on the rings, minimum. As Marley/Cleveite explains, 0.04 inches per 1 inch of bore is minimum. So we're around like 0.020, 22, whatever. And then of course I don't have any feeler gauges, right? So what I have to do here is take my good old trusty measurement tools here. And then I found out that this right here, this razor blade is exactly the same width. 0.022 inches. So basically, I'm just using this as my feeler gauge. So go down here into the ball, and then I put it in the gap right here.
Nice.
And that's perfect, like a little bit snug. So this is how we're gonna do it. All 16 rings, or 24 rings is it, right? Because there's a top compression ring and a lower compression ring. So yeah, let's just get to it. By the way, if you want to make an engine quick and dirty, the angle grinder, damn, you can file some rings real quick. I already done like 2 pistons like 20 minutes, so it works, but kind of sketchy. And I have no idea why, by the way, why the bore on this engine is smaller than my 360, because I ordered the right piston rings. I find out finally. It's the right piston rings, it's the right product, part number, everything. And it's the same ones I can see I ordered for the 360 back in the day. And the 360 and the 390 share the same bore in the block. So I'm just gonna get to this, gonna throw a time lapse up of me walking back and forth, making rings. And then I'll see you guys in probably 2 hours, I don't know. So let's pack our feeler gauge away that we used to install the pistons. And what I'm gonna do now is flip the thing over, and then we're gonna put in the cam and the crank, I guess, plus new main bearings and the main caps, plus new rear main seal. Then the bottom kind of thing is done. Then we can tip it over again, all the pistons in, lifters in, heads on, push rods, and then we can do like the whole front timing, whatever, and then oil pump, oil pan, paint the whole thing, do burnouts. Hell yeah. Well boys, it is time for the crank. Then it's basically just main cap and rear main seal, then we should be done. So now it's time to put in the bump stick, if you will. Oh yeah, by the way, got the crank in here, and it spins pretty decent. Remember, this thing has not been like line honed and all kind of things, so it's, you know, there will be a little bit of like resistance or whatever, like compared to a brand new machine engine where you can just like let your whatever tool hang at the end of the crank bolt, and then just by the weight of the tool the crank will like rotate and stuff. That's the nice stuff, you know. That's not happening here, so that's plenty good for what we're doing. Also check the wood plastic gauge, good clearance, so stock cam, stock 64 Thunderbird cam. So as you guys can see, the shop is really starting to look like a proper mess. But that's a positive thing, because that means stuff is getting done. And right now, the shop block is done. All pistons in, all rings, honed, main rod bearings, and the cam is in. So now I'm gonna put the lifters in. I got the intake, the heads ready. That just needs one coat of black and clear coat. The 2L I got black and clear coat. Also got the timing chain cover, prepping that up over there. So hopefully by like, let's say 8, 9 o'clock or whatever, everything should be prepped and painted and then ready to like put together. And then hopefully at like 10 or 11 p.m. or something, we should have a somewhat long block looking engine that doesn't need a lot more, that doesn't need a lot more than like accessories and, you know, a carburetor and stuff like that. So let's get to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So guys, it is time to torque down the heads, and we're moving now. Getting some progress in here. Got all the stuff painted, heads, oil pan, time chain covers on, oil pump. Gonna put the oil pan on next. Turn it over, other head, lifters, push rod. I got the intake over there, the old FE intake. Throw that on, and then we are ready to go, guys. 90 foot-pounds, let's go. Yee. And I was about to say a cool feature that I've done. Polished all the bolts, or the outer ones here, and then we're just gonna clear coat them so they have like a nice cast irony look or whatever. Same with the bolts and the timing chain cover, and probably also gonna do it with the intake and the valve cover bolts. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Why are we back home now? What's going on? Well, here's the deal. My SD card apparently failed big time. So the last footage of me dropping in the engine and starting it up, and then us hitting the road pretty much to Sweden, is gone. It's lost. And it sucks, because it was pretty great. You know, it kind of made the whole video, you know, like, wow, 4 days engine swap, and then we hit the road and everything go, I was about to say as planned, but yeah. So the next clips are pretty much us at a parking lot, jumping into Bertram's 59, and then cruising down to the cruise, and then I pretty much don't have anything from the event, because I kind of just wanted to enjoy the event instead of running around and being an influencer, YouTube or whatever, and everyone looking at you be like, what the fuck is this dude doing, man? Like the only guy talking English here in Sweden. Anyway, yeah, catch you after those clips, because I don't know, maybe they're entertaining